Hello, friends. Welcome to the Career Guru Podcast. I am your host, Steve Yanovsky. What a glorious day it is to start your path on a new career. Doors are opening here at the Boston Career Institute even as we speak. And I'm here holding the key for you. So tune in, stay sharp, and enjoy yourself. This is going to be great. Hashtag Let's Career Up.
Greetings, my friends, conversationalists, aspiring career gurus all across the fruited plain. It is I, Steve Yanovsky, your career guru, coming to you once again across the magical waves of the internet to bring you yet another installment of the Career Guru Podcast. Today, I have wonderful news to share with the Guru Land, wherever you may be, all my friends and conversationalists. After about 3 years of diligent hard work, the Boston Career Institute, BCI, where I am the director of education and happen to be one of its founding members, became an accredited institution. What that means, sounds of trumpets glaring, dum da da dum, da 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 dum. It's a great honor to be an accredited institution, which means that BCI can become a college moving forward and bring to you more wonderful programming that you can take advantage of and become a millionaire. That's right, folks. In the United States, it is possible to attend a school like BCI for a short period of time and become a millionaire. How so? Well, if you live in Massachusetts and you work as a registered nurse, which is one of the programs that we intend to launch here in the Guru Land, or a dental hygienist, these people make well over $50, $60, and $70 an hour. And in some cases, with a master's degree, a nurse makes upwards, and some other certifications, upwards of $250,000 a year. That makes you a millionaire if you don't blow your money on stupid things. But about that some other time. In the meantime, I'm glad to tell you that we are now an accredited institution, and we're going to be rolling out some great programming for y'all to take advantage of. And I'll be right here for you with a key. So, write to me, text, whatever the case may be, find me, and I'll keep you posted. And I'll keep you posted as we continue to develop more of these podcasts for my aggrandization, meaning being all large, not by weight, of course, but by stature, the career guruness, a little humor free of charge. In any case, to begin our festivities once again in this cold New England day, it may be cold outside, but it's very warm on the inside. We're all very excited here. I'm very excited here. We're going to continue on our trek to discuss, your career development. And today I want to talk about the things that employers actually value. Now, geez, Steve, you may say, or Guru, we all know what the employers value, but do we? Yes, we may. Doesn't hurt anyone to put it in writing in some bullet points and discuss it with some detail to sort of help us all zero in on what it is that the employers like. Employers like a great many things. But before I launch into that, I want to ask you, did you ever understand that you have been an employer yourself? Well, how is it, Steve? How is it, Guru? I've always worked for somebody else. Well, not so. Think about this. Have you ever called a plumber? Have you ever called an electrician? Have you ever called a nanny, babysitter, or anybody else that came in to provide a service for you? Well, guess what? That made you an employer for that moment in time. And those people were independent contractors. So what is it that you valued about the people that you have hired? Think about that for just a brief moment. Moment's over. What did you value? Could it have been, hey, they told you I'll be there on Wednesday at 9 a.m., and they actually showed up Wednesday, 9 a.m.? Well, yeah, I'd value that. That's called dependability and responsibility. How about they stuck to the quote that they gave you? And they didn't con you into doing more work than you needed to do just because they were there. And they said, geez, I could milk that person for another, $100, because they could. What do you know about plumbing? What do you know about electricity? Okay. I guess, what does that mean? Could that be a strong work ethic? Yeah. Were these people able to talk to you freely and tell you everything that went on and everything that's going on with you, with the project that you hired them for? Well, yeah, that's important for you to understand. If a person is able to express themselves to you clearly, cogently, and professionally, without burying you in some terminology that no one except them understands. Well, yeah, that's great. That's called communication skills. If they needed more help and they brought those people in and they were able to tie the project together so things got done, was that important for you? Why, yes, Guru, it was. And what do we call that? We call that teamwork and collaboration in professional employment term. And if they needed something and things changed and the pipe broke someplace else, or there was a short circuit somewhere, or there was a traffic jam, or their car broke on the way to your house, okay? And they were able to get their tools or whatever, hop on the Uber and still be there in time. Yeah, they overcame obstacles and they got to you. They were able to adapt and overcome, and they were flexible. And then when the problem that they were trying to solve in your house was resolved through their actions, and they were able to employ their problem-solving skills, was that something that you valued? Yes, of course. And then they said, while I'm here and your wall is open, that looks like that's going to be a problem for you. Let me show you why, where, and how much. They took initiative and they were proactive to save you money. Did you value that? How interesting. We're using these terms. And of course, throughout all of that, they were good to you. They were nice to you. They displayed positive attitude. And they did everything so masterfully and skillfully that it looked like, geez, I could have done that. But no, you couldn't, because you don't have the technical wherewithal to have done it. But they do. They had great job-specific skills. Isn't that amazing? Do we think about this? You are all employers. So what do? Well, we give our employer what you expect of others. And how bad did that make you feel if the person didn't show up on time, if their work ethic stunk, if they couldn't express themselves to you, if they couldn't collaborate with anyone to help you? How exhaustive is this? When the plumber told you, I'm going to be there from at 7 a.m., and you say, oh, that's great. That way I can let you in. You can do the work. You said you'll be finished in an hour, and I can make it to work on time myself. And that didn't happen. Look at the bind they put you in, right? So all of that, all of those things, let's put that together. Okay, so all of the employers value the same thing. They value many of these qualities that we're talking about. But the most amazing qualities are the ones that we just described. And let's start with the first one that I mentioned just now: dependability and responsibility. You must be able to meet your deadlines, and here's the key word: consistently. Not once in a blue moon, but consistently. You must be punctual and reliable. There's that word consistency again. People ask, what is quality? And I think I mentioned this before. Quality is a very interesting topic. And of course, we're talking about quality employees, right? Quality is the consistent delivery of goods and services. We talked about this. I know I had mentioned this before. And that's consistent delivery of goods and services. And that's what employees do for the employer. And that is consistently deliver what you must deliver. And that's being punctual and reliable and done consistently and on time. taking ownership of tasks and seeing them through. All of these things fall under dependability. Once again, meeting deadlines consistently, being punctual and reliable, and taking ownership and responsibility for the things that you are empowered to do, for which you get paid. Hope you're taking notes out there. Now let's talk about a strong work ethic. And as you can see, I'm breaking these things down. There's a lot more that can be said here, but this is an exciting and fun podcast. I'm not here to give you a long lecture for you to fall asleep. I want you to be happy. Strong work ethic. Number 2 on the guru list of important things for employers. You have to be able to demonstrate dedication and commitment. You have to be willing to go above and beyond when necessary. Sometimes it's necessary. And once again, keyword, consistent productivity and focus. That's work ethic. Okay. Number 3 on the guru list of what employers want is communication skills. Clear and effective verbal and written communication is expected from you. If you can't communicate, almost nothing you did made sense. Somehow you have to get your point across. Hey, boss, the job is done. Active listening and the ability to adapt to messages to different audiences. You have to be able to know who you're talking to. It's not the point that you are speaking. It's a point of what people are hearing and understanding. That's the key. Know your audience. If you're talking to PhDs, you can't talk to them like you're talking to a kindergartner, and vice versa. So that's key. That's key. And you have to provide constructive feedback and being open to receiving it. That's also key. When somebody's giving you corrective measures, you have to be able to understand and provide reasonable feedback in such a way that every person that's involved knows exactly what needs to be done. That's key. All right, let's move forward to the next thing in my list. Number 4 on the guru list of important things to employers is teamwork and collaboration. Today, it's all the rage. These words, teamwork and collaboration, should be probably first, but let's keep them here on my list where it is. Working well with others across a diverse spectrum of employees and departments is key. And it almost doesn't matter how many, as long as it's more than 2, more than 1, you have to be able to collaborate. If you can't collaborate, absolutely nothing is done. A friend of mine shared a story with me about how he once, when he was dating, he got a rubber raft, a little dinghy, right? And he and his girlfriend decided to go on a picnic and to go out on the lake and etc. Both very strong personalities, and they both started rowing in different direction. One wanted to go one way, one wanted to go the other, and guess what? They didn't get anywhere. Okay, so don't be like those two in a dinghy. Okay, you have to row in the same direction. You have to collaborate. It's key. You have to support your coworkers. Okay, and you have to foster a positive work environment. Don't fall prey to the negativity. How many times did we talk about this here? Fostering a positive environment, not just within yourself, but within others. Bring it out in others. Be happy, be joyful, not like a medicated kind of happy, but real happy, positive. That's the key. And be able, it's going to help you prevent and avoid conflict. But more importantly, if conflict does somehow arise, as they often do, you'll be able to resolve the conflict through collaboration and cooperation. And that's key. As I've told many times before, start with forgiveness, and you'll be in good shape. You will understand them. Start with that, and that'll make things all better. Number 5 on the guru list of important things for employers is adaptability and flexibility. Embracing change and learning new skills or systems is important. You can't be stuck. But we've done this for 20 years. Well, guess what? Sometimes we have to make changes. You can't make changes just because it's 20 years later. That doesn't necessarily mean that the old stuff didn't work. Okay, you have to approach this intelligently and, of course, by collaborating with others. Okay, so you'll do that and you'll be able to embrace change quite easily because it leads to much better results. Okay, learning new skills simply means staying current with the times. You have to stay current with the times. I don't mean listening to the news. I wouldn't do that in the first place. But um, hey, just do it. Everything is good. It's okay to learn new things. You'll be more marketable and you'll make more money if you have to leave. You have to stay calm, resourceful in all times, especially under pressure. If you're good to go and you have the knowledge and understanding of what goes on, you'll make it. Don't let pressure get to you. Don't panic. Adapt and overcome. Mission comes first. And of course, you have to adjust priorities based on the needs of your organization, your department, your own company, whatever the case may be. It's time to reevaluate. Okay, don't just try to coast. Stay current, grow, you will succeed. Next on the guru list of important things for employer is problem-solving skills. They're all related. As you can see, each one is connected like a thread is running through all of these things. Problem-solving skills. Approaching challenges with a solution-oriented mindset is key. You don't have to see a problem. You have to see the solution. Sometimes these problems are overwhelming. Break it up. Do you know the word analysis? If you look at a problem, how do you analyze it? What does it mean? Analysis is a wonderful word. It's made up of two word parts, ana, which means section, and lysis, which means to break down. So analysis literally means to break something down into sections and being able to solve these problems. Not one huge problem, but one small piece of it at a time. How's that? If a problem seems overwhelming, start dealing with that. It's like credit card debt, right? We get into these debts, we buy things, we were not careful with our money, we overspent. Oh, I have a 15,000 credit line, blah, 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 blah. 5,000, doesn't matter, $500. If you ain't got it, you owe it, right? So when you try to solve this problem and you run up a whole bunch of credit card debt, now you owe $20,000, you don't know what to do with yourself, and you say, oh my gosh, I'll never be able to do that. Take the smallest credit card first and solve that problem. But I don't want to talk about credit cards right now. But I promise you that the guru has in the can a list of things that we're going to talk about. And financial matters are definitely on the list. How to make the most of your hard-earned money is definitely coming up. I have a great speaker to join us and to talk about this. So it's something to definitely look forward to. But about problem solving and about debt management, you take the smallest credit card or you take the smallest problem and you solve that first, and then it's off your plate, and then you move on. And then go to the next one, to the bigger one. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, you solve the whole big problem one step at a time. No, this is not a 12-step program, but it could very well be. Thinking critically and creatively to overcome obstacles. The hell does that mean? Well, critically literally means step by step based on existing standards. And creatively means to be able to adjust those things if something just doesn't go right. Making decisions based on sound reasoning and analysis is important. Don't base your decisions on fear. Base your decisions on solutions. Okay, that solution-oriented mindset, the very first thing I said under problem-solving skills, this is where you need to do. Focus on the solution. Solution is always a positive outcome, always. Next on my list of things that employers like is initiative and proactivity. Initiative and proactivity. Taking the lead on tasks or projects without being asked. Okay, now, I'll tell you an old story about taking initiatives, right? Many years ago, as a child, got myself a job as a dishwasher in a restaurant. Back then, child labor laws were a little bit different. I'm not like tragically old, but let me tell you something. I was a teenager in the 80s, and I got my first job washing dishes. Actually, my second job washing dishes in a restaurant. And I saw this absolutely cruddy looking frying pan. It was a big frying pan. And the boss, he loved the frying pan. But that frying pan was covered on the outside with all sorts of, geez, I don't want to call it chaff, some kind of a shell made up of burned particles and whatever. And one day, I took it upon myself. I took initiative, and I scrubbed that thing clean. And underneath all that crud and shell and husk was this beautiful brass frying pan. And I showed my boss, look, here is a frying pan that you had. Look how beautiful it is. And he looked and said, oh, what have you done? It took me years to get it to this condition. Hey, ask first. Okay, take an initiative is great, but ask your boss first. I want to do this, boss. I want to take initiative. If I were ever to tell him that I was going to scrub his frying pan clean, he probably would have whacked me with that frying pan. Back in the 80s, they could do those things. I'll tell you one other story. I was a very young boy at the time. I was 14 years old, and I was working as a dishwasher. We ran out of dishwasher detergent for the dishwasher machine. And I said, well, why the heck? Why don't I just put that stuff that we use in the sink? Well, let me tell you what happened with that initiative, right? If any of you know what happens when you put regular dishwasher detergent into the dishwasher, you know that next thing you know, in about 10, 15 minutes, your entire kitchen is going to be covered in foam. Take initiative smartly. Ask your boss. Don't step out of bounds and try to think for somebody else. They have a big picture. You have a smaller picture. You want to take initiative? Ask first. Identify opportunities for improvement is definitely a thing to do. Once again, bring it to the attention of your supervisors and etc. And demonstrate your ability and willingness to learn and grow. People do appreciate that. Bring it out and speak to your boss. And just remember, and I have to remind my employees about this, which I'm going to do. Your job as an employee is to make your boss look great. Your boss may not be the best person in the world, but they are your boss. Make them look good, and you will look even better. Remember that. This is from the Guru. Next on my list is positive attitude. Hey, we talked about positive attitude, even about the healthful benefits of positive attitude. Maintaining your enthusiasm and optimism is key. Nobody wants to work with a fuddy-duddy. I mean, it's an old term. Nobody wants to work with a grump, okay? Your enthusiasm and optimism will build morale and encourage others to collaborate with you. We talked about that. Go back and re-listen to that episode, okay? The positive attitude brings people to you. They flock to you like moths to a flame. It's important for you to work with people, but nobody wants to work with a negative person. People want to work with a positive person. Let them come to you and collaborate. Let the warmth of your fire of positivity, let other people come in from the cold, and great things will happen. You have to demonstrate your ability to be resilient in the face of setbacks. Okay? I started off this today's podcast talking about accreditation. It took 3 years. I received 3 major setbacks while doing this. Never gave up. Never gave up. And I wish the same for you. It's important. See the solution and the benefits of it, and everything is going to be great. Next on the list, and I promised we're almost done, because I only put together 10 things. Next thing is number 9 on the list of things from the guru, technical and job-specific skills. You have to be the master of your domain, okay? If you're a technical person or any other kind of a professional working, you have to be the master of the tools you use, whether it's software, whether it's equipment, whether it's some kind of a process. No matter what it is that's assigned to your role, you have to be its master. I've seen people on the market, cutting fruits and vegetables. OMG. You would think these people were circus performers as to what they do. And you would think, what's your job? Well, my job is I cut fruit all day. Well, you can cut fruit, or you can cut the fruit, as you can see in some of these TikTok videos or some of those reels on YouTube, how people cut fruit and vegetables. It's amazing. It's an art form. Hey, it doesn't matter what you do as long as you do it well and you take pride in what you do. You have to also show willingness and dedication to upgrade your skills and to keep them going. Listen, I don't know how many hours of continuing education every year and how many hundreds of dollars I spend on my recertification and my recredentialing. It keeps me young. It keeps me motivated. The day I stop is the day I have retired. I don't really want to retire. So I guess I'm stuck with this. Last but not least, you have to be aligned with your company's or your department's values. Like I told you, ask your boss before you start taking initiative. Before you scrub that frying pan clean and make it shiny, ask if that's what your company really wants of you. Reflecting your company's mission and culture. Look at these words I'm using, right? Company's mission and culture. They're big today. We talked about this before, but I want to mention to you again, mission and culture. Be the force to drive the culture in a positive place. Participate in the company mission. Know what the company mission is, departmental, and abide by it. You will be an instant success. You have to act with integrity and professionalism at all times. And you always have to contribute and support a cohesive and respectful workplace. And that, my dear friends, ends our podcast today. 10 things that your employers value about you, and that you should value about yourself and about the people you hire into your own living or workspace to do the job that you want them to do. Remember, every single one of you has, is, and will be someone else's employer. And with that, Career Guru signing off. Until next time, my dear friends, God bless. Talk soon.
Well, friends and aspiring career gurus, this was fun. Thank you for tuning in. I feel enlightened, I feel empowered, and I'm feeling grateful that we spend time with you. For more information about Boston Career Institute, please visit our website, bostoncareer.org. Boston Career Institute has 3 campuses located in Brookline, Massachusetts, Malden, Massachusetts, and Lowell, Massachusetts. Call our toll-free number 888-383-6058. For questions, comments, and/or information about our podcast, email me at thecareerguru@bostoncareer.org. The Career Guru podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, our website, bostoncareer.org, or wherever you stream your podcast. Subscribe, stream, rate, and review our shows. Your rating and reviews help our show reach new audiences. Produced by PodPro Entertainment, the Career Guru lives within a network of podcasts located at podproentertainment.com. # the new radio. Looking forward to seeing you soon. All the best to you. My name is Steve Yanovsky. I am the Career Guru. May God bless you. # let's career up.